involving relating to emergency services.
How did you know it was the right one?
Well, I knew it was the right one because I definitely I love the fire service, and I know that that's what I want to continue to do, and that's where I'm going to retire out. Not even after I retire out, I plan on pursuing different, uh, some other another job or so forth after I retire that relates to the fire service, emergency services. So it's going to help me in the long run throughout my whole life until I decide to retire out finally and not do anything.
Is there a way to get help in choosing a major?
There's so many ways for you to actually get help. You have different things, such as you do in high school. You have obviously you have a counselor. You can actually, like, obviously I'm assistant chief in the fire department. If you're interested in the fire department, I could tell you what degree plans that you can, not just me, but any fire department in general. There's always someone there willing to speak to somebody and give them advice on, for example, in my career would be, if you came to ask me, hey, in the fire service, what degree would you, can you give me advice on that'd be best for me in the fire service? And I would definitely tell you, hey, something involving, emergency services, like, again, emergency management, fire science degrees. They got occupational safety and health, occupational safety and health degrees, and so forth. So depending on what career field you want, it's always good to go talk to somebody who's actually been there, done that, and knows how to get you to that career field and how to prosper in that career field. You also have you can do research. You can do a lot of research. What if you're interested in making the most money and so forth? What careers are actually making the most money? What's in the future, and so forth. You can find a lot out, and you have a lot available to you. As far as electronic, you have a lot of resources available to you at your fingertips via internet and so forth.
What sort of expenses other than tuition, books, and cost of living are there in college?
Well, I don't think a lot of people realize that tuition fees. There's a lot of extra fees that get involved with your university, whether in college, etc. It's not just tuition. You have fees that can, or the basically like we're talking about for activity fees that pay for the gyms, that pay for the libraries. You have other fees. Commuter fees such as for the bus, the transportation and so forth to take you to and back from your dormitories. You have green fees, some of them energy costs rising and so forth. So that are all pretty much balled up into one clump. So when you go and pay your tuition fees, you also have admin fees, you have enrollment fees, and then of course you have your regular tuition fees and the books and so forth. But in the end, I mean, I don't know, I read an article that said the fees now, I mean, they can range anywhere, tuition up to $7,000 to $25,000. There's also some that are escalating all the way to $50,000 if it's a private prestige university. So, kind of talking about reading that fine print, there's a lot of miscellaneous items that you were going to pay for when you go to college, or that your parents are going to pay for.
How does the college course workload compare to high school?
Again, I'm going to go back to the term and research papers. That's one of the big ones. I can remember every course I took had I don't know, everything had some major project, and the most part it was a term or a research paper. So I would think that's a big difference. I also think that there's no second chances. You can't take a test, you can't take a paper and correct the work on it to give you a better grade after you got a bad grade on it. What you get is what you get. That's, hey, you make a 60 is what you get. So there's no second chances as far as that goes. So then, I think another thing is I don't think professors, and I won't say all of them, just my experience, I'll say that they have so many students, so forth, that they can't give you that more one-on-one attention. So if you don't get something, you're forced to literally go to a tutoring program, and there's plenty of tutoring programs available for you at college. So, and you're expected to do this all as an adult, as a responsible person. Nobody's going to lead you there. Your parents are not going to be on you to go do it, so forth. So you have to take that kind of initiative. If you don't get something, you're going to have to, it's up to you to go get it, to get the help.
What is different about what your teachers expect to be?
Well, I think I'm going to have to say the same thing. Basically, your teachers currently right now in high school and so forth, they still give you a little, I think, not all of them maybe, but most of them probably still give you a little, a little help, a little more help, a little more push and so forth, because, they're, for the most part, they do have a student-to-teacher ratio, so they're able to, they don't have a classroom, at least in my experience, they don't have a classroom that's got 150 students like you would in a college in an auditorium setting when the professor's teaching you. So I think the difference that professors versus high school teachers expect of you are going to be that you're an adult. Again, you're expected to come in, listen to me lecture, no matter how boring it is sometimes. You're expected to come in, take your notes the way you're supposed to. Basically, everything is up to you. You're responsible for it, no matter what, and you're not going to have any second chances. You have to take that initiative. So I think more is expected to you on an adult level. You're no longer just a teenager and so forth that still needs a little push.
What was it like living with the roommate?
Okay, I never went off campus. I never lived in a dormitory. Well, not in college I didn't, but I can tell you as far as the military goes, I can give you my own experience having a roommate there. And in the fire service, we all basically live in one fire station. So I can tell you the things that you're going to have to get used to are other people's bad habits. And in turn, they're going to have to get used to your bad habits. You're going to have to make sure that, respect one another. I mean, it comes a time where you're going to have to hear each other and basically snore. You're going to have to hear, you're going to have to hear, it's like getting used to another little brother, and vice versa for that person. I can tell you sometimes it don't turn out well, and give you my sister's experience, who did live off campus, or she did live in a dormitory while she was in college, and they ended up in bad terms. So so I think having a roommate is going to be very challenging, and then on top of that, not only so in some cases you'll end up with I have heard of many instances that it's pretty bad, to the point where it ends up affecting your academics as well. So the best advice I could give is to respect one another, however your roommate is, but on the same token, you have to have an understanding for one another. And so, for example, if you're a clean person, that person has to also understand you're a clean person, not to let the room just go to a mess and creates an unhealthy environment. But so I would say that's probably pretty much, you're going to have to get used to another little brother.
Do you have any advice for younger people in college? If they're going to college, do you have any advice to give them so that they will pursue that goal?
Well, I'll give you my last saying. I've said this time and time again. The person who does not set goals will eventually work for one who did. And I say that time and time again. And what I mean by that is your education is what's important. If you don't pursue your education, whether it's academics at university or whether it's some kind of trade, in the end, you're going to end up working for someone who did set their goals to accomplish, to actually get an education, to get a good career and so forth. You'll be that person working for them. So I think bottom line is I'll just have to say that the person who does not set their goals will eventually work for someone who did.
Alright, thank you for your time, and have a good day.
Thank you.